Bloody Chapter presents. There's someone in my memories. Before we begin, make sure you're alone. Close your eyes. Listen to the rain. Because every story has a heartbeat, and some refuse to stop. You're listening to Bloody Chapter. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that haunt the mind long after the sound fades. Tonight's story. There's someone in my memories. Where every photo tells a story, even the ones you don't remember taking. My name is Ethan Cole. I'm 31 years old, and I've always thought I had a pretty normal childhood. Small town, loving parents, nothing out of the ordinary. Until I found the box. It was in my mother's attic, a small wooden chest with 1999 carved into the top. Inside were hundreds of old photographs, vacations, birthdays, school plays, and one thing I never noticed before. Someone standing in the background of almost every picture. A tall figure, always blurred, always watching. At first, I thought it was just coincidence, a neighbor maybe, or some camera trick. But then I saw one photo that froze me in place. It was my 8th birthday. I was standing beside my cake, smiling. And behind me, right over my shoulder, was the same figure. Only this time, he was smiling too. I took the box downstairs and showed my mother. She went pale, almost dropped her coffee. "Ethan, where did you find these?" "In the attic," I said. "They're just old photos, right?" She didn't answer. She just whispered something I'll never forget. He promised we'd never talk about him again. That night, I couldn't sleep. I laid in bed, the sound of rain against the window, staring at the ceiling. My mother's words echoing over and over. He promised we'd never talk about him again. Who was he? Why was he in every photo? I grabbed my phone, took one of the pictures, and ran it through an AI image enhancer. When it finished processing, I felt my chest tighten. The face wasn't blurred anymore. It was mine. I called my mom immediately. She didn't pick up. So I drove to her house, middle of the night, storm pouring down. When I got there, the front door was wide open, every light on, and on the kitchen table, the box of photos. But they weren't the same anymore. Each one had changed. Every photo now showed only one person. The same man. Me. In places I'd never been. Doing things I'd never done. One photo showed me standing at her window, tonight. I felt something shift in the air. That slow, heavy pressure before lightning strikes. The hallway light flickered. And then, footsteps. Not mine. Soft, deliberate, wet from the rain. I whispered, "Mom?" A voice answered, but it wasn't hers. It was mine. "Put the box back, Ethan." "Who are you?" I stammered. "You know who I am. You made me." The lights went out. All I could see was the faint reflection in the window. Two of me, standing inches apart. But only one of us was breathing. He leaned closer, his voice calm, almost tired. "You left me in the dark for too long." Then he smiled. The same smile from every photo. The next thing I remember is waking up in my own bed, morning light through the blinds, my clothes dry, the box of photos gone. Maybe it was just a nightmare. Until my phone buzzed. One new photo. No sender. It was me, standing over my bed, taken from the corner of my room. Rain still falls outside my window, and sometimes, when I look closely enough, I can see him in the reflection, smiling, waiting for the next picture to be taken. Every memory hides a shadow, and sometimes, the shadow remembers you back. You've been listening to Bloody Chapter. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that haunt the mind long after the sound fades. Good night, and keep your photos where you can see them.